Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's our pleasure to collaborate with the Italian Embassy in Saudi Arabia on the occasion of Italian Design Day 2020. Our guest today is architect Marco Piva from Milan. Now with architect Yazeed.
Assalamu alaikum. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Yes, Yazeed, we are ready.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Well, hi, Marco.
Hi, pleased to see you again.
Hi. Well, I'm very honored to have this evening. Well, thanks for at the beginning for the Embassy of Italy, also for ArchiNet organizing this great event, and we are very honored to have you, Architect Marco Piva. Architect Piva, he is the founder of Piva Studio Marco Piva, and he is a professor at several design institutions in Italy and abroad as well. He has more than 40 years of experience working on all kinds of designs, like from master planning to interior design. Welcome, Marco.
Thank you very much. Don't say 40 years because I feel old, you know. So thank you for the introduction. Thank you to the embassy for giving us the chance to talk about design tonight together. Sei fermato. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Well,
yeah. Okay, yes.
We are so excited to see some of your work, Architect Marco. So if you would like to share some of your work, so.
Sure. Really, what I like to do tonight is to go with you through a sort of journey about our experience. You know, this is just our work, you know, but I think it could be interesting for you to see how an architect, an Italian designer is dealing with this subject that is involving all of us. You know, I believe that we can share from the beginning that we are doing one of the most beautiful work in the world. You know, because as we usually say, we try to make something that is nice and beauty, and so this is just a very gentle way to express ourselves. You know, in our activity. If you,
definitely,
we can start with the presentation, so we can share the video, the screen. Meanwhile, I would like to thank also Mohammed from ArchiNet that we saw last time. So thank you for allowing us to do this this event. So Italian design, as you show at the beginning, development, innovation, sustainability, beauty, these are the main, let's say, issue for us, you know, to develop our work. Beauty by design is becoming every day, and it's already since a long time for our design studio, the target. So we believe that when you do something in this area, you do it sincerely, you try to give a beauty through your work, you know. So what we try to do is to do a lot of, to put a lot of effort, you know, investigating what is the subject of our work, you know, how to insert this quality of beauty in our design from architecture to the product. I want to start with this picture because this picture is from Raffaello. He's a very famous painter from late Middle Age, I mean, beginning of the time of Renaissance, philosophy and science. I think that all of us, we try to share our attention between these targets, you know, that are somehow combining in our work, you know, from one side to think what we have to do, what could be the reason to do something, to design something, and from the other side to refer to science and technology in the way that we have the tools to create something that could work, you know, and not only not only in his shape, but also in his functionality. As an architect from Italy, I have to stress that I'm from Milano. I really love, in love with my city. It's a little town. Maybe somebody from Saudi Arabia came to Milano. Milano is a center of design, we believe, and it's a very special place because it's quite alive. You know, not now in this in very sad moment, but it's a very alive city with a lot of people coming from all over the world. And this is something that happens also in our studio. We have a studio that is not so big. We are you know, between all something like 100 people, but a lot of young people, and many of them are coming from different countries. So Milano and our studio is like a little melting pot, you know, with different cultures, different languages, and this is a richness of our work. So we are working in different places around the world, you know, from USA down to Australia, and our activity is based on these thematics. So from master planning to architecture, interior design, exhibition design, and industrial design. The first question could be, how can you manage all this, you know? So this
yeah, definitely. I just wanted you to stop to ask, you know. Yeah, definitely. From master planning to interior design, industrial design as well. Yeah.
No, as I told you during our first conversation a few days ago, you know, this happened because when I started my university course, you know, the big architect was let's say guessing us, you know, as a student, and he said you can do everything or you can do nothing, you know. But the main point is try to do in the best way to apply your intelligence, your soul in. Try to find something interesting and beauty to design, you know. But there is, he told me there is no limits in your research field, you know. So I try to keep this, let's say, approach that is very Italian. Try to investigate at the different levels of the project, you know. And so this is something that I would like to do, you know. And I'm very pleased in the day, you know, to jump from a piece of design, you know, that is just a single object to the master planning. I have to say.
So what do you think of the specialty studios, like interior studio design or lighting design, or, you know, a landscape design? Do you believe on that, or you believe that a designer can design everything?
I believe we are jumpers, you know, jumping. No, I cannot say that we. Yeah, let's say we did a lot. You will see now in a moment through the pictures. We did a lot in hospitality sector. We did a lot in residential. You know, we are not very deep into, can I say, hospital. You know, but we like to, you know, to express ourselves at different scales. And as you know, being an architect, there are opportunities sometimes, you know, when you start with a master plan, then you discover that you can express a certain kind of architecture there. And then it is very difficult to abandon architecture because you can say something about the interior. And so it's quite interesting to have the chance to, you know, to play on different levels. But to be very honest, we do this with different teams, you know, and the teams are organized about, you know, special kind of trainings. So in our office, we have architects, we have urban designer, we have interior designer. And so we play with a team like this, you know, and also with our projects outside, abroad, you know, we do the same. Yeah. So
I remember Frank Lloyd Wright in his design in the hotel in Japan. He designed even the spoons, you know, the forks, everything, he designed it.
Yeah, as you said, Yazeed, is very important what you said now, because there is a saying here in Italy that is giving the possible span of design. And so it's actually a guy that was Nathan Rogers, a very famous artist, said that you can play from the spoon to the city, you know. So the reference that you did now is very important to Frank Lloyd Wright. If you feel this, you know, you cannot stop your your
Definitely.
desire to express yourself. I want to say something about Saudi Arabia because when I was very, very, very young, just graduated, I had the chance to come to Saudi Arabia. I visited many different cities. Sorry, don't hate me for this. I really like Jeddah because of the seaside and so on. But I had the chance there to face big projects, and for that for me was starting point to face with big projects, international level and so on. So I have to thank Saudi Arabia that gave me this kind of opportunity, and was really very, very interesting to meet a lot of different cultures and try to understand how to move in this activity. That's fun.
We look forward to see some of your projects in Saudi.
No, I hope to have the chance to do more, So going back quickly, this is, I don't want to bore you with the details, but this is just the structure, of our organization for architecture. So you can see there are a lot of relations, there are a lot of side works, there are teams that are coming in and out according with the different, let's say, design that we have to develop. This is a matrix that we follow, and there is another one, that gives order to what we do in terms of the interior design. So as you can imagine, but you have to deal with concept design. You have to go to more defined design. Then you have a visual. Then you have materials investigation. So all these come into the scene, and And I think that everybody that is doing this job could say that architect is and the interior design are like a sort of a movie director. So you have to play with the team, and in the team there are specialized people, that give their contribution, to make the things working.
Yeah, I think one of the challenging that architects face when they start their own studios is how to divide yourself between managing the studio at the same time have the time to design. So how could you manage that?
Okay, this is very important, and to be very honest, I believe I'm very good in managing the design activity, the project activity, but on the other side, you need somebody that is able to manage, let's say, the business side of your activity. And it is not me, because I don't even know the number of my account in the bank, because maybe I don't have it at all, but you need somebody that should be able to follow this matter, I'm joking now, but it's really somehow a different job, creativity and business is based on creativity, but today, it pretends a certain kind of organization. So I have to say clearly that everybody needs this kind of support. I take more interest in managing with what you see now. So what we have about, references that we take into our project. So it's innovation, energy, all the elements that are giving some interpretation and strength to our design. So just to go quickly to what we do, So from urban design, we start with something that is in the Gulf. I had the opportunity to be selected for some of the projects, and so I have the chance in the past to do big projects like in Al Jumeirah in Dubai. Maybe you know this, or Port of Dubai. And here, with a bigger group of people and team, we had the chance to develop Port of Dubai. That is this sort of artificial promontory with the villas and hotels and roads that is being created, on the side of the famous hotel in Dubai, and it's like a hill shaped on the water, and now it's almost finished. There are villas, there are little hotels, as I said before, and then we did big projects. There are two main compounds, hotel and residential, that is the Tiara and the Oceana, and these are the pictures of the project that we finished some years ago, with apartments, facing the seaside, with leisure wings, leisure corners, and the hotel in the middle, that is the Ocean Hotel here, and with some of the interior that I want to show to you. So this is what I mentioned before, jumping from the big scale, the vision that I had in Dubai to participate, in a tiny, but not so tiny section of this major project, and to be part of an international team to develop this kind of.
So if you architect Marco, taking the project from master planning, break down until the interior, I mean, how the operation of your studio works with that? Can you take other projects at the same time, or you just focus on one project? Because at the same time, investors, they have their own period of the project. They cannot wait too long for one studio to design everything.
You probably know better than me that our activity is sort of 24 hours, 7 days a week, activity. So we have been involved, and we are still involved in many different projects, and we try to organize, the sequence in the way that when you develop the concept, and the concept move to another team, but in the same time you can develop other concepts. Obviously, there is a limit, given by your let's say your power, in expressing and in creating your job. But we succeed to do many projects. Today, again, we succeed to do many projects in the same time. For instance, now we are working to deliver a 42 square kilometers master plan in China, and we got only 2 months, to develop it. So obviously, you can face this adventure only if you went through before, certain kind of organization and optimization of your work, of your teamwork. This, for instance, is a master plan that's around 2 square kilometers that we did in China, that has been part of a competition. We won the competition, and now they started to realize it. And now, as you understand, we are trying to focus our attention on some part of the architecture job that is inside here, because we want to go ahead with our contribution in this direction. Obviously, we cannot design the whole thing. This should be very clear, This is another project
Is this the one behind you?
No, that is another one. It's another one, yes. But we have the model somewhere in the back here. This is another project that we developed in China that was winning. Now we hope that will come to reality. It's a recent project on the Suzhou Lake. And here again, we try to develop what the client asks, 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, residential, big podium, giving, let's say, reference to the old Chinese big sailboats, traveling around the coastline in China in the past. And we took this as a reference for our design. It was very appreciated, and we shown recently to the international exhibition about the tall buildings, as a special kind of research in this theme. This is another project that we developed recently in China. These are very recent work, and so I want to share them with you. The Anshan Lake here was winning because of a different approach that is something that all of us, we are feeling as a sort of reference, strong reference. That is to reduce the masses, to go for green, to go for sustainable project. We are on the lake here. There's still a live lake in China. And we study with our technician, with our engineers, how to use all the front of the waterfront as a mean to renovate the water quality, We reduce the masses, we spread the green all around, We have a big park inside. And even if it's a mixed-use complex where we have residential, we have hotel, we have offices, we have a private villas, the whole thing is blended into the green. So this is something that we take care a lot, Now it's just a picture, but as well that in the back we have a deep investigation about these technical aspects, This is another project that we recently developed in China that is based in Yancheng, that is the city of the salt, where before and now still they are collecting the salt, and we create this volume that are very far from the normal residential building that you see in China, and we create the shape on the shape of the crystals, salt crystals. They are almost cubic, and so we wanted to shape them in this way. And no cars around. We have a big volumes connecting all the towers, you know, and we have a huge car park in the ground floor, in the basement, a lot of water in the green around. And so again, we got an award for this project, and now we are starting to develop it.
So, how can you establish the concept from a land that's a little bit far away from your cultural, you know?
Yes, it is true. Yazeed, we need the months, you know, because it should be beautiful to show what we did about this. But I go quickly. I mentioned the crystals, you know, to create the architecture, some way, shape. If you look at the podiums, they are like fans, you know. So they are almost you know, curved in the design. And they came from another investigation that we did in this place, where that was very famous for the fan design. You know the fan for
yeah,
personal ventilation. You know, and so we combined the two things to create this master plan. So the fan shape, there were 3 of them. They were creating the master plan of this plot.
Yeah, the concept started from the master plan.
Yeah, for the master plan, that was this fan design on the land, you know, and from this fan, then we created this volume coming up, you know. Obviously, you don't have to go into this very deep investigation to explain the project, you know, but the project is coming from this, you know, it's coming from this. And so it's just to say to the Chinese people that we don't want just to bring a shape and place it there with no reason, you know. So we wanted to create a substantial investigation and reason to give the shape to what we have to do, you know. This is very important for us. Residential buildings, as I said at the beginning, is another part of our activity. I want to show this that is very strange because it's a building that I designed many years ago in Japan, in Osaka, and the mandate there was to create a very mechanical kind of architecture where we can change the facade according with the desire of the client inside. So you can move a window from a place to another, you can cover the facade to make it completely, you know, dark, or you can create a loggia. And at the same time, together with the company that was dealing with the engineering part of the project, we succeeded to create a structure that was anti-seismic. And then we succeeded to reduce the quantity of energy by 30%, combining different sources of energies, you know, from the photovoltaic, the recycling of the gas coming from the garbage, obviously the electric line from the city, and everything was organized and played in the way that the management system of the building could choose the lower cost of the energy according with the different time of the day and of the week and of the year. Very, very Japanese way of thinking, but very successful.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I feel that you started the design from the second floor. It's feel that's is it right?
Is it right? You have a lot of green in the ground, a lot of green all around, and the different levels, you know, and also you can see there are passerella gangways connecting one side of the building to the other. And the intention was to create, believe it, they came to Milano and they wanted to see the most popular area, residential area, old Milano. And we discovered together that the people, they like to, to share the courtyard of this building, you know. And so we succeeded to create again with this courtyard, through these gangways that were connecting, you know, the apartments facing the inner part of the building. It was very successful, and we repeated this several times in Japan. This is what is happening now in Milano. These are some of the projects that we are developing now. These are renderings, but I show you something under construction. Everything is very, very green. A lot of terraces, a lot of attention about orientation, about how to catch the sunlight, use of different kind of materials like wood. So this is a very interesting and challenging kind of project that we are following. This is one very successful project that we did for an international company investing in Milano. It is not a big project, but there are 200 apartments. And here too, we have a facade that is dealing with somehow the historical front line of the city in this position. And in the back, we have the architecture that is gradually going to the ground with a lot of terraces, a lot of green, open to the sun. And the ground level is giving continuity, you know, to the street, so that people that can enjoy transparency, they can get into the building, they can have a space for relaxing, having coffee, tea. So it's a way to interconnect the building to the city. It's very important. The buildings are not foreigner to the city. They should be part of the city. At least in Europe, in China, where we're working, USA, you know. Also, I believe in Saudi Arabia. So connecting the city to the buildings is a condition to give life, you know, to give to the people an idea that they are part of a community. You know, they are not just staying there for sleeping or working. The light and material is very important for us. And you can see here some of the details, you know, that giving the concept that the architecture is not bulky, but is created by the shade, by the sun, by the artificial light.
Yeah, a lot of depth here.
Yeah, and also interior, you know, because even if it's under construction, we want to project our idea of interior. So very simple, I believe elegant, very Milanese kind of design, so that people that can understand from the beginning what will be the quality of their living space in the future. Other point very important, I started this project that is named Green Wave, because I believe that the top of the buildings, you know, are very important, because they are relating the building with the sky, with the panorama, with the vision around them, you know. And so we wanted to create a very special places for the people living there, like if they are in the villa, suspended in the sky, you know. And we have the chance also to deal with energy. We can display here and there, you know, photovoltaic generator system, the green, you know. So it's a sort of magic in terms of atmosphere, but also very efficient in terms of quality, final quality of the living.
So can you go back, please, for the previous slide? What is this material surrounding the door? It's very interesting material.
Yes, you know, there is a section about design, and I design a lot about material. And so these materials are the new, let's say, ceramic, you know, that are designed, you know, to create a ventilated facades, you know. But some of these materials, they can catch the heat of the sun, you know, and give it back in a certain
so
way,
it's a material at the same time it's working as an insulation system.
Exactly, insulation system, but also they can catch the energy, and they can transform the energy in thermal energy, and maybe you can warm up a swimming pool, you know, you can contribute to the warming system inside the house. So there is a lot to design, even in a ceramic tile. This is what I believe, you know. This is other project that we are, you know, under developing in UAE, you know, like this residential building, double high, where all the apartments have a double height, so they are based on different levels with a lot of green in front of them, you know. Or this project that is already finished in Abu Dhabi. I don't have the picture yet, you know, but the concept here, you know, is a very, very hot country, as you know, yeah. And so we design the inner part that is dedicated to the residential, like two hands, you know, like that are protecting a central square, you know, with giving more shade to that area with some water features, so on. So it's a way to answer, you know, in this specific case, to the combination of something that is modern but linked to the geographical condition, you know, where we're working.
Yeah.
So this is another opposite.
I think it's very important to study the wind, the sun, the shade, shadow, understanding the site. Yeah, I think one of the questions that I would like to ask you, how can you maintain the quality of design, even if you design abroad, you know?
The quality is, you cannot abandon your design. I mean, you need to have, as we are trying to do, you know, to have your team, you know, there, or part of your team that goes there in Dubai, USA, in China, to follow the project, you know, and to investigate about the materials, try to follow the project also during the construction work, you know. Sometimes we don't design the construction works, you know, drawings, but we follow them, you know. So we have a team that are checking, that are giving advices, you know, and obviously, you know, that in China it is impossible for a European office to design the executive design, because there are different kinds of approach, but we want to keep our eyes on that, you know, to make the client safe, that at the end what we conceive and what he approved will come to reality, you know. So
I see. How do you select your material, especially if it's in different country? Materials always, you know, has a different age, different time. They sometimes interact differently from place to place. So how do you select them?
Well, this is something that it comes from experience, but as you know, this is one of the components of the Italian design world, if you like, you know. It is the investigation about material. We have companies that are really working from wood to ceramic to marble, you know, and we try also to find locally people that are skilled about this, you know. And so we try to combine our skillness with the local skillness to find the proper balance, you know, to come at the end with something that works, you know. And it's very, very, very important to do, you know. Maybe you can combine something super modern, like in this picture. We did some of these huge panels, you know, that are reflecting the light, that are in ceramic, you know, with maybe something local that is maybe mosaic, you know. So we have to play with these cards, you know, let's say in our work, you know, to find the proper answer. This is just to go quickly. This is another project, different kind of situation. We are in Rome. There is a beautiful, famous park in Rome, and we had to refurbish the 3 buildings that you see in the center. They were a bank at the beginning, and now they became one of the most attractive residential buildings in Rome. And we did the job for an international big company, you know, investing in Rome, and we were very close to the imperial walls, you know. And we were during the work, we were saying, oh, we are so lucky we didn't find anything about the Roman ruin, while at the end we discovered that we had Roman ruins. This is the wall, the imperial wall, the ruins of the imperial wall that are beside our project. And we discovered that the basement we had beautiful remains of imperial villas. And now we have a sort of museum inside the residential building. So we had to stop for 1 year the site work, you know, but then at the end, we have a super beautiful place where we have these Roman ruins inside. This is the building that has been fully renovated with the green and so on. So this is something that happens. These are interior projects for the project in Rome. Luxury homes is another theme. We do different projects around the world. We are now in California, LA, Beverly Hills, top of a canyon, and we are developing 4 different villas here and another one in Bel Air. And again, geometry, shapes, materials are really very important for us. It is a medium-sized private villa. It's around 1,700 square meters, but with a lot of features, swimming pool, you know, inside, outside, big garden, view of the city down there in LA.
Yeah, this is remind me on one of the concept that you believe in, architecture of the night. So
yeah. I mean, during the day is the sun that is playing with our architecture, you know, but during the night we can work with our artificial lighting to make something magic, you know. And
yeah.
here we can say that we did a very crazy thing, like the swimming pool has been realized in steel in 3 different sections in Sweden, and then from Sweden has been brought to Beverly Hills and joined together in one piece, 30 meters long. Part of it has a transparent glass inserted that gives the light in the basement where we have a private spa. So you can imagine, you know, how many things you can do here. This is the interior, not yet finished, you know, where we shaped the staircase coming from almost the roof, you know, coming down to the ground level, and then you have full transparent view around for the garden, you know. And
I'm trying to imagine the budget of this project.
Yeah, but the budget is always under control. You know? we have some budget, but not so crazy. You know? And this is, for instance, down in the basement, what you have in terms of the spa. You have the light of the sun coming through this pattern kind of let's say a glass roof, you know, playing with the water. Then there is a sound. The design of the sound too is really important in these spaces. So these are
Definitely
that you can see, you can have from the master bathroom, you know, looking in the direction of Venice and Malibu. This is another villa. It's just started, you know. Again, the idea is to have the most beautiful view of surrounding area. This is the entrance, you know. Again, the light is very important, and the interior that is already conceived and defined, you know. This is another one that we are now, this is just a concept in Beverly Hills, again, that we call Ritiro. And this is a picture. So it's like an eagle, you know, that has been landed at the top of the hill, and you have the different view, you know, left and right, you know, toward downtown or toward the seaside, you know. And we have a 60 meters infinity pool overlooking the city.
Did you have difficulty to convince client with these different, you know, concepts? Especially it's a residential.
It is residential, but with the residential, you have always a lot of meeting, discussion, a little bit higher, a little bit longer, a little bit, you know. But at the end, if the idea is clear, at the end you succeed, you know, to bring your project to the end, you know. And obviously, it is not easy. I believe that the private is more difficult than the public, for sure. Yeah.
Correct.
I don't know your experience, but I think that is it. Yeah. Then some of the picture, we are dealing a lot with wellness, you know, and so these spaces for us are very important. So how to create something that is inside and outside, sliding panels during the good season, you can join the 2 ambiances. These are different projects that we are developing, for instance, in Dubai, you know. And so we wanted to create spaces that are private, but in the same time could be say, enjoyed by the family, and you can have the landscaping coming in, you know, and the magic work with the lights and so on. So these are different villas that we are developing there in Dubai. This is China. I want to go to this quickly because we won a competition and we are now at the end of the construction job for the building, and we did the first one and the fourth one of this compound. And this is a picture, 5,000 square meters villa, so it's very important. But in China, the villas are not only for private use, are more like let's say meeting and business kind of activity buildings. We design with the core in the center that is going down 4 floors, you know, and this is a entry. We wanted to create something that is like a sort of museum, you know, where you perceive the entry, but you cannot see it directly. You have this water feature with this fountain in the front of you, and the back there is this facade, you know, lit up, you know. This is a volume in the back, you know, where we have a lot of windows open onto the landscape, a huge swimming pool. And this is a vision of what is going to be the back of the building that is facing a swimming pool that has 2 levels. You can see it also from the basement, and the huge swimming pool in the front, you know, that is connected to the river in front, you know. And the upper floor is just a huge screen, you know. It's like to be in the movie. You can appreciate the landscape, and in China, landscape is really something super. Hospitality again is another activity that we do, you know, special kind of activity. We are working with many different companies, you know, from Hilton to Sheraton to Starwood, Marriott, you know, but we try every time to, how can I say, to modulate, to tune their expectation to the spirit of the place, you know. So here we are in Italy, a beautiful countryside at the back of Venice, you know, the mainland. And we wanted to create something that is really very, very gentle, very low, you know, immersed in the landscape, natural landscape, where we use a lot of material that are natural, like stone, wood, something that is really sustainable. Yeah. This is completely different, is again in nearby Venice, and is the bottom, let's say, of a canal. And we shaped this building with this huge glass roof because we wanted to create a docking area for the boat, you know, to dock, protected from the sun and from the rain, the case, but at the same time is a beautiful window open to the big yard that we have in the back, where they are building huge cruisers, you know, like Fincantieri. So that is the shape you can see, you know. Engineering was very complicated, you know, but
yeah, I can see.
but quite interesting. And the interior is like a boat, you know, design. Jumping to another, you can stop me whenever you like, you know, because we have plenty. But I want to show this at Chelsea Gallia. It is a very successful project. We got nearly 20 awards, and today again, I'm just asking to my friends here, today again, we got a confirmation that we won for I think the 4th time, the best suite in the world before, and Europe, and the best spa song. Yeah. And it was a very complicated, was a restoration of historical building and creation of the new building to interconnect them, you know, with only one interior feeling and design. So quite complicated for
yeah. Well, yeah. Speaking of historical buildings, which Italy is well known by that. Here in Saudi, we have our own heritage, our own tradition. How do you think architects can respect the history, respect the tradition, and at the same time keep, you know, the modernity of the design?
Respect the past. You cannot do anything without for the future if you don't respect the past, you know. If the past is authentic, I mean, it's not a copy, it's something that stay there, you know, for a century or more, you know. It is very important to understand it, to understand why it has been built in that way, you know, why they use those materials, you know, and then you can start from that, you know, maybe creating something absolutely new nearby, you know, but there should be a relation, there should be a dialogue, you know. The new things cannot kill the old one. So this is very important. So what we are trying to do, you know, that in Europe we have a lot of these old buildings, is to work with them with respect, but in the same time, maybe inside you can change the language, you know, you can create something that is modern, but without, as I said, killing what you have from the past. You know, it is not easy but we have to pay attention in this direction.
What do you think of like get inspired with these old concepts? For example, mashrabiyya is very important element here in our country. But taking this element, then you know, go with it to the next level. I don't know, maybe expand it somehow, but it will give the function, not the look of the elements.
I agree totally what you are saying. You have to keep the function of mashrabiyya. Mashrabiyya is something that allows you to see, you know, through, but in the same time is protecting from the view from outside inside. In the same time is protecting from the sun, you know. So the main point is the function, the idea, fantastic idea that is behind the mashrabiyya, but you have plenty of way to create a contemporary mashrabiyya using maybe different material, different geometry, different thickness of the mashrabiyya, you know. And I believe that these are really elements that could come to a new life, you know, if are interpreted in this way. If they are just copy, they are not giving really something new, you know, and meaningful. You know?
Yeah.
Please, I want to show this picture because very quickly, you can see the whole building has been melted at the end inside the contemporary design, and the contemporary design is nearly not physically perceivable because it's reflecting the old one, you know. So it's a game of this kind of game, you know, that is very interesting for me. So this is a movie that is taking you, a quick movie, taking you inside this project, you know, where we design every single element. Believe me, 5,000 drawings, you know, but we try to bring light, to bring investigation about material. This is, you know, something that we want to create to, at the end, to give to the client, not the client that is our client in terms of developer, but the final client, something that is memorable, that they can take with them, you know, when they leave from Milano, and then that is inviting them to come back to see this place, you know. And also we try to brand it in a way that it is something unique, you know. We designed the tallest chandelier in the world here, you know. We create a cinema where the seats disappear on the floor, you know. Very magical kind of spa. So at the end, the client, the developer, but also the final clients, they like to come here, you know, they like to come back, you know. So just quick movie to show what we did. Another point is quite interesting is the branded architecture. So here we have a Lamborghini, Tonino Lamborghini, very famous name, you know, linked to the car industry. We are almost near to finish this project in Chengdu, that is the biggest city in China, where we wanted to go for a very clean, simple architecture, 2 towers, nearly 200 meters high, you know, sustained by a podium. And we create a very interesting mix of function inside here, nearly 200,000 square meters of project. And we combine, this is the site and the construction in Chengdu. And we combine materials, lighting to create again something unique. And I can say that this is a shopping mall, this is a Tonino Lamborghini coffee lounge, you know. This is going to be the model for a Tonino Lamborghini coffee lounge that will be expressed all over the world, you know. The client at the end was very happy because I can say they sold the whole project on the base of our concept design, on the base of 8 apartments that we designed, you know, in a separate compound, in a separate area. They like the people, they came, they like it so much, you know, and we got the chance to create the vision, you know. This is the living space of the hotel. That is the counter, the connectivity, you know, the elevators, the lounge. So you see here that there is a lot of research about the material, about the lighting, about also something that is unique, you know. We have many floors, you know, 30th floor, you have this beautiful bathtub, you know, that is overlooking the city, it is lit up, you know. So everything has been thought to be unique and somehow match.
Yeah, and I think designing from inside to outside, this idea, you can, seal the project from all aspects.
Yeah. What you said, Yazid, is very important. Now, for residential, obviously here we have been somehow restricted because of the volume, because of the how can I say, the condition of where we display our project, they were very strict, But when you said design from inside to outside, it's very important because we have to think to the living spaces first, then we can wrap them in the box, if you like, but insight is very important today, as you know, even in this period where we are looking for space at in and out the house, because of the pandemic and everything, we have to think to spaces that are more closer to the idea of total wellness, and where the function are mixed between them, you can study, you can dine, you can sleep, you can work, this is something very challenging. This is another space that inside the building, other apartments, also the detail, about the bathroom, the selection of the materials. For instance, materials, we wanted to start with the Italian materials. We succeeded to have some selection, marbles, for instance, from Italy. Some others we have been forced to find them in China, but we try to match in a proper way, this is the spa at the top. You can see that on the side, we have this transparency through the marble, something beautiful, And so you have a hot and fire and the water on the other side.
And the water at the same time, yeah.
So this is a theater. Inside we have a beautiful theater. This is a picture of it, And so you can go down from your apartment down to the theater lobby and go to the show and go back to your home, We have to think to a mixed-use architecture as a very winning point in the future, You don't have to cross the whole city, to enjoy maybe a performance, to listen to the music, or to go to the restaurant. This is very important to say,
Yeah.
So this is, how can it work with this? Sorry, I have to ask help. Okay, well, just to show going out from the buildings, and then you have the beauty of the city around you, So the mixed use, I was saying, very important, so combination of shapes and functions. This is a project that we did, we won a competition, in China again. It is combining different theater and museum, over the water upon a big square, This the reason is to create space for the people that are interconnected with the city, but in the same time display these special functions, that could be, enjoyed by everybody. So this is the shapes. Also here, I want to spend some few words, materials, again, the metal, the stone, the glass, they should play together, to create something unique and magic. Here, the idea was to refer to the movement, the architecture. And so we shaped with the bending line, that are giving a dynamical idea to the architecture. I go quick now because I want this, for instance, something new that we are developing is a sports center where we are, together with specialists, we are combining different kinds of sports, from climbing, wind diving, jumping, any kind of crazy thing you can do it inside here, And but in the same time, you can also have training for any kind of sport, assistance, young people, they can go there to approach the sport in a safe way. So it's something that could be displayed inside the cities, and to allow you to prepare to your preferred sport, before going to do it in the real space outside the mountain or the seaside. These are the projects that we have in China. It's very interesting to see how to investigate about the project, together with engineers. We work with big companies like Arup. This is a project that we developed together in Beijing, and we're thinking about 3 towers. And I wanted to show this to answer somehow, your demand, let's say a question about the complexity, how to manage the complexity of design. Heritage,
Yeah.
which we said about it, you know, we have to deal with these beautiful buildings, you know, and again, inside you have some absolutely unique spaces. And what you can do here, maybe very little, you know, just the lamps, maybe just very soft kind of sitting, you know, to respect what you have around, you know.
Yeah, just enhancing,
Yeah, enhancing the beauty of what is already there, you know, through your work, you know. This is another project in Venice, you know, and inside we try to create something that is, we believe, elegant and soft and gentle, you know, without killing the beauty of the building. This, when you will come to Milan, I'll show you finished. Right in the center is super beautiful building, you know. And here you have to go, you know, inside the project step by step, try to make the best of it.
Believe me, since Corona just ended, you know, I'll come directly to Milan.
When all of you in Milano, we can take you around, and I hope to come back to Riyadh, you know. If I have
you're very welcome.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes. This is very interesting experience that we did about retail. One major name has been Bulgari. For Bulgari, we designed shop windows for several years. And every time you have to invent something to show maybe a little watch, to show a collar, a necklet, and so the shape and the design of the building should attract you, you know. So this is what we did, for instance. This is a Fifth Avenue in New York, you know, but when you design something with this company, you have to think that this design will be spread all over the world, you know, and it's very complicated to match their expectation. But you see that every time it's changing the look, attracting the attention, and even a little object is becoming like a protagonist, you know, almost at the scale of architecture, at the scale of urban design, you know, if you think. This is an actual window that you can see around in the world. And I want to show this. Can you take out the... this is a very quick movie, 1 minute, to show what is behind our concept, you know. I conceived these very soft shapes, you know, to display in the windows. But to create this, we have to investigate how to do it. So we went for ceramic. Then the shade was so big that we have to invent a special kind of oven, you know, to cook ceramic of this dimension, you know. And the quality should be super wow, you know. And the detail, and mechanical detail, you know, to create the display for the earrings or for the rings, you know. So we have to go into this kind of details with artisans, with craftsmen, to be able to realize the interior, let's say, of these windows that you saw before, to bring this beauty, you know, on show. And you can do
so
this.
That's how you control the quality, going to the smallest detail.
So just to see the little window, what
sort
of work there is in the back, you know. And believe me, we selected one of 4 of that ceramic shape to be sure of the quality of the product, you know, for the company. Yeah. That's good. The last point, aerospace. We work a lot now in this kind of activity. From the lounge, like Alitalia is, let's say, the career. We designed this, I must say, very attractive lounge in the airport, you know, where you can feel the Italian welcome, you know, and you can go inside. There are special materials, special places, special food, gentle approach, you know. The material are talking about our architecture or our design, and so this is what we want to show, you know, even for a few minutes to the clients traveling around. These are airport pods that we design, and these are interior design for private jet to give the look of what we are doing. But we are also investigate about how to manage and control, you know, what's happening inside the aircraft, you know, and also
you're designing everything, really.
Yeah, because we are very curious. We cannot abandon, you know, the project to say, okay, design a chair. We want to understand how to do it, you know, what could be done, you know, through a chair. And then the shapes, you know. These are some of the projects that we did with some of the words, you know, soft materials like rugs, like sofas. These are very new, how to create beautiful, you know, dressing spaces inside the house using the combination of different materials, fabric and mosaic. Very simple shape for doors, you know, we won a competition also here, you know, to create a very contemporary, modern interior with details, very minimal, these handles, you know. So, I mean, this is very new. We tried to fix the shape of the water, you know, into the glass, and it became a suspension lamp, you know. But to do that, we had to work with the specialist, you know, in Murano, you know, to mold it, to find the right temperature to work with the glass, you know. Very complicated. This is another one. Look at this, you know. And so, I mean, we have to relate to skilled people to express ourselves, you know. And I really invite you guys to come whenever to come to Italy to meet these people, because these people are open to everybody, you know, to young designer, to, you know, architects. This is the spirit and the soul of Italian design, but it's open to everybody. It's not only for Italian designers, it's also for people coming from all over the world. And believe me, if you spend one day in Murano, that is the island where they do this, you will get in love for this material. You know? And so you can invent.
Yeah, I'm always wondering what makes, you know, Italian design so special.
You go there, you see the people working with their hands.
So yeah.
And then you
can see that.
You can say, can we do this in different way? And they say no at the beginning, and then you insist that at the end you succeed to do it. You know? So this, for instance, marble. You know, every marble is, you know, 10,000 years that the people that are using marble. You know, but you can still invent shape. You know, this is another kind of material, very new sort of synthetic material, and you can shape it like a totem. You know. And you can use the water, the light inside, it becomes magic, you know. So also this, to create this has been very complicated, but at the end you have something that is different. That is also, Yazeed, something that it is very important to put spirit inside the object, you put a sort of soul, you know. They are not only functional, they are telling you some story, you know. This is a combination of very...
And that's what makes it so special.
This is very crazy. It was an experiment to create a bathtub absolutely self-made by marble, you know, but you can dismantle it because you can have access to the hydraulic system, to the lighting system, but it's one piece of marble, you know, and has been designed using skillness of people that are working with a machine that has 10 working axes, you know, to elaborate the shape, you know, and it's really something.
I'm wondering of the shop drawings for that. How would you come up with these kind of drawings?
You know, this is very interesting. The process is because I sketch it, you know, and then the guys here, they succeeded to develop the shape in a 3D process, you know. Then I went to the client to say, I want to, because he asked me, please do something crazy, you know. For me. I went there.
Fair enough.
and he said, oh, wow, we can do it. I said, are you sure? You know, yeah, we can work on it. We succeed to do it, yeah. But it's really big teamwork, you know. And at the end, you need a guy that is able with his hand to create these soft lines, you know, by hand, you know. These other elements with glass, different kind of glass is more technical. We won a competition here. We've been awarded in London, you know, with this kind of other kind of glass that is super high tech, but glued in a volumetric shape. Soft landscape. So rugs, you are coming from a country where rugs are very important. And this is a rug that we design, you know, using the skill of people that are weaving knot by knot, you know, but we reproduce, this is a game, you know, the texture of the marble through soft design.
Soft, yeah.
So, very, very. And then another point, high-tech design. This is the first, believe me, in the world system where you can control the ambiances, the light, the sound, and everything, just not touching, but approaching a control point, you know, by with your finger. It lights up and is react to you, you know, to create this.
I think this is very important with the pandemic, you know.
Absolutely. And talking about this has been designed during the pandemic through, you know, the web, and won already an award, international award, and is a new design for elevators that are self-cleaning, self-killing bacteria, you know, easy to be maintained, with no touch control, but also with the voice control. And you can create any dimension you like, using different material, like marble, like glass, like transparent onyx, metal, or even with some video screen and so on. So this is something different, you know, to give an answer as a designer to the need of today, you know. These are the question exhibition that we do. For instance, other story, how to make marble flying. So we work out to the marble like piece of paper flying in the air, you know. It's exercise.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is how to make marble like a big giant lamp, you know, like this. Or, and that's it, you know, at the end, how to make the marble expressing what's happening. You know, I designed this last year before the pandemic.
So you're playing with the physical of the material,
yeah,
to make it something different. Interesting.
Yeah. How to make the marble expressing movement. So this is a tornado, and that was my feeling. You know, something is happening that is distorting nature, and maybe we are partially causing this because of our presence in the world. You know, we have to be more, let's say, aware of the limit, you know, the use of material and so on. And so I wanted to fix this idea in the marble, with the marble, and I created this kind of shape, you know, and the floor that was geometrical has been distorted by this energy, but we have to protect the green, the little green that you see there. I stopped because I don't want it to be super boring, and so this
You're
is.
not, believe me, I'm enjoying that.
Go back to the. Okay, so I hope that.
Yeah, well, you talked a lot about competitions. So how do you think competition is important for architects? Especially, it's sometimes, you know, it's like a gambling. Sometimes you will not win.
Yes, very often you don't win. You know, you cannot win everything. But as you said, is something that you have to experiment. As a young designer, I believe that the guys there in Italy, everywhere, they should try to participate to the competition, because through the competition you also understand how to deal with your project, how to present your project, how to express your idea. You know, it is really also important to see when you lose, you know, why the other succeed to win. You know, maybe you forgot to do something, maybe you did it but not in the right way. You know, and it's something that's happening also today, even in our office. You know, every day we are competing. We hope to win, but not always. You know, but when you win, it is really a pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question from the audience. Does beauty conflict with the cost?
No. I think that beauty could be very simple. You know, it depends. You can create something very complicated and it's beauty, like a sculpture, you know, but you can create something very simple, like a tile, you know, where it's just a color displayed in a certain way that makes beautiful, you know. So beauty is in the soul that you put in your project and in your product. You know, could be very simple, very gentle. You know,
Yeah.
the people, all of us, you know, and believe me, it doesn't depend from the culture, because today the culture are, I believe, are mixing, are very sensible and sensitive. Believe me, a beautiful object, all of us, we succeed to understand if it is really beautiful or not. You know, we are very
as Ms. Bandera said, less is more.
Less is more, but sometimes more is needed. You know?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Because otherwise, you know, you should, all of us live in a minimal world, you know, while sometimes you need a little sentence, but you need also a book, you know, you need a story, you need, so we need the two, but beauty is running from minimal to maximum. It is up to us to make it recognizable somehow, you know, and we need a lot of effort, you know.
Today we are speaking virtually. How do you think this kind of you know, the virus, the pandemic, the virtuality, how is this affecting the design world? I see that it's already you know, been through some different designs, like the elevator that you showed, or the lighting fixtures, but what do you think will be a change on the soon future?
Well, I believe that there were things that were already there, but we are not fully aware of them. You know, so for instance, to have spaces that could be very easily clean, it is very important. You know, spaces where you can assess, you know, without touching here and there. It could be done, you know, because you can use your voice. What is the problem for a computer to understand if you are saying to elevator, go to the 6th floor, you know, in English or Arabic or Italian? Not very easy, you know. So there are things that I believe they will already there, and we needed to answer to them, you know, already. Then there are the other elements that are very important, and I believe that we stay. How to create living spaces that are dedicated to the wellness, you know, where you have to put more attention to how to organize the space inside, how to use the light, how maybe to create dynamical spaces inside the house, you know. I'm talking of a normal house, not of obviously of the huge houses, you know, where you can have maybe your privacy for a while, then you can share the space with other people, how to be with the family, invite friends, you know. So flexibility is very important. Another point, a relation between inside and outside. We need spaces that are not anymore limited by the walls or by the windows. We need to have a flexibility in the space because, for instance, in Saudi Arabia, like in south of Italy, you have the sun. So you have to protect by the sun, but you want to use that space. Is that space part of architecture or is part of the landscape? Should go under the rules of architecture, volumes and surfaces, taxation type A and type B, or could be another interpretation possible, you know. So we have to deal with these maybe little things, but together they create a good answer for the future, even if the pandemic will be over, when the pandemic will be over, for sure. Another point, the city. I know that is big scale, but the city should be more livable without using the car every single day, you know, how to go, you know, do I have to cross the city to work every day? Maybe no, because maybe I can walk to my work place 2 days a week, and the other 3 days I can stay at home, you know, but my home should be designed to allow me to work in a proper way. So we have a lot of things that should be reconceived, redesigned, because there are opportunities to make the life better for everybody. You know? It's very important.
Yeah. Also, the users, I think they already, you know, the mentality of users have changed. So from a academic point of view, always people talking about the bridging the gap between academia and practice. So what do you see that? How do you see it? You know, since you worked on academia and at the same time you're practicing.
Well, I would like to show people around me now, but they are all young. 27. 24, 23, you know, very young. And the guys, they come from the university, because we go to the university, we are teaching. I don't want to use the teaching. We are telling about our experience, you know, and our experience is giving them maybe something interesting. And then we select some of them to come to our office to go for a stage, you know. And believe it, as soon as they enter the office, the studio, there is a shock, because it's completely different reality, you know? But I wanted to bring them in front of the reality as soon as possible, because it's the only way to make them aware of what they can do, you know. Because universities sometimes they don't know how much they can express, you know, how rich they are inside, you know. The only way is to create a condition for them to express them, you know. It's very, very important. I don't know if I succeed, because I have to ask the guys.
So do you have some advices for students, also for fresh graduate architects?
Okay. First of all, never stop studying. Never stop studying, but continue, maybe in the direction you prefer, but you have to read a lot, you have to experiment a lot. As soon as possible, again, please travel. I'm a very, very, very strong traveler, and if you don't travel, you know, obviously you can work, you know, from the side to side, but traveling, you understand, you meet people, you understand, you feel the atmosphere, you feel the different places, you experiment, you know, a reality. So traveling is really very important. And then try to be
no one can travel now.
I know. I'm saying, I hope that we'll be free again, you know. We want to come back to Riyadh as soon as possible. Yeah. But I mean, I've been when I was in Riyadh the last time, you know, I had the chance to go, as I told you, you know, little fortress that was there, you know, and it is so magic. It is beautiful. Obviously, I was very curious about the new Riyadh, but also the old one. And then you create a link, and then you have, and I went to study how to create this shape, you know, using MAD. So it's something magical, you know. And this is something that the people should experiment, you know, traveling around if it's possible. And also try to compare the knowledge with the other people, you know, try to be open to share the ideas, you know, and to combine your idea with the others, you know. It's very important. And you can do this more and more when you are young, you know. If somebody wants to come, please come, no problem. We have sometimes a meeting in Arabic, you know. If you pass by, people talking in Arabic, in Spanish.
Well, you have my word. I will come visit you, inshallah.
We can go
since this ends
to the Milano Polytechnic. You know, it is really important to create really this relation. And I believe that also Saudi Arabia, big country, the link between real design office and students, it is fundamental, I believe.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Architect Marco. It was a pleasure meeting you. Yeah, we have a very nice evening, and would like to thank you. Thanks the Italian Embassy, also ArchiNet for this event.
Yeah, thank you to you. Our ambassador this morning called me and he said, so please give all the information to the guys there, because they are very interested about what we do. And obviously you are all invited to come to Italy and to enjoy our culture. And for sure we come to you. Because you know that you open the country to tourism. Very important. It is a very important step, I believe. So thank you to you.
Thank you so much. And from here, I would like to invite you to come to Saudi once this ended. You are very welcome.
It's a promise. I will come.
Yeah, please. And we should do a project here in Saudi together.
It will be a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a nice evening. Bye. Thank you.